Hello everyone, merhaba, hoş geldiniz, komşu. My name is Sula. I'm here in the Netherlands. Welcome to my little home in Utrecht. And I'm very happy to be part of the Istanbul Storytelling Festival. You're at home. I don't know where you are, but I'm here together with one of my Janam, Gusha. Hello. So I have live audience because and of the organizer. I can watch the organizer, but so great to be here. So I'm here in the Netherlands, but I am a full-blown Greek. So both my parents are Greek, and they came from this little, very tiny little village in the north of Greece. High up in the mountains, 500 meters above sea level. It's near the Yugoslavian border. And it was so tiny, like 500 inhabitants, or maybe 300, I don't know. And there were only like 3 last names, if you know what I mean. But, the village was, and still is, quite traditional and old-fashioned. But it has the most beautiful view in the world. I think, yeah, for me at least. So here's the village, and you look upon the mountain range Voras. On the left is the mountain peak Kaymakçalar. Straight opposite our village, so in the mountain, is another village called Nisi, which means island. But it's surrounded by oak trees, pine trees, beech trees, beautiful. And down on the right is the lake Agras, and it's filled with fish and slithering snakes. In the middle, down there are fields full of corn, cherry trees, and 1,000 untouchable dreams. Right before that is the cemetery, where almost all of my relatives are buried. And the sun sets and sunrises are nestled magically between the mountains. Every year, I make the exact same picture. The village used to have nothing. No electricity, no running water, no toilets, no school, no future, no nothing. But this view is gold. Yes. And my parents came to the Netherlands because they were hungry. The village, that area was so poor after all these wars and civil wars and dictatorships, and some Ottomans were involved as well. But so they came here to the Netherlands. But the village called us. So every year we went there for 6 whole weeks to the village, and it was great. Of course, we went to the family, to our homes, but also to the church. I have a difficult relationship with the church. But as a Greek, you end up in church many times because, a lot of religious festivities, which are very important in Greece, you end up in church with Christmas, with Easter, very important in Greece. And, during Easter, they eat a lot of sheep. Like a million sheep get every year, yes, and like 1,000 Greeks end up in hospital because they eat too much. That's what Jesus would have wanted. yes. So very important. And also, of course, during a saint's birthdays, oh my God, every day there is a saint, celebrated. And of course, during weddings, funerals, and also during baptisms. I don't know if you know how a Greek baptism goes. Like a Catholic baptism is very nice. It's very nice. Like the little baby is lying fully clothed in the arms of the godfather or godmother. And the priest is also very nice, very kind, and he speaks in normal language everyone understands. And he just dips his finger into, some ashes and, puts a cross on the forehead of the baby, and the baby smiles because it's tickling. And just pours a little bit of water, holy water, over his lip. 3 times. That's the baptism. Oh, everyone's not happy. The Greek baptism, totally different. First of all, the baby is naked. because it's gonna go down, man. It's gonna go down. So it's not a little bit of water. It's like a big fall, big bucket filled with water mixed with olive oil. And the baby is still smiling, like because it thinks it's gonna be like the Catholic baptism. It's like, and then the priest takes the baby and just dips it, like the entire body with its head under the water, and you can see the baby's eyes, like what the fuck? And then two more times, so three times. It's the Holy Trinity, of course. So three times, and now the baby is screaming like, ah, what is this? What is this? But this is how you make a Greek, expect the unexpected. And you get a lifelong addiction to olive oil. That's for free. So this is the Greek baptism. It's great. And then we eat, of course, always eating involved. But so this is nice, but my relationship with the church is troubled, let's see, put it that way. And it started when I was about 9 years old. I was in the village. We were in the village during the summer, and I was playing outside in our garden, and I was happy. I was playing in the sun. Wow. And the space outside. And I just had my little shorts. No t-shirt, just shorts. And I was playing, free as a bird, motherfucker. Woohoo. And then a priest passed down the road. Big belly, take care of the poor. Yeah, sure. And he just looked at me. And instead of saying something nice, something sweet to a child, he just looked at me and said, Ed, you're a girl. Put on a shirt. And he just walked away. And I went from like, like that, just like that. And I felt naked and ashamed right away. I went inside and never played outside happy again. So, yeah, so that's why it started. And every year when we go to, we went to the church, and we still, well, no, not so much anymore, but we went to church. And it's stressful for me to go to church because, first of all, you have to dress up like a girl, like a skirt. I don't like wearing skirts, long blouse, which covers everything, high heels, and which is insane. Imagine you're in a village, all these rocky roads leading down to the church, and like, oh, I'm gonna break my neck for Jesus. So if you survive that, you arrive to the most or the best kept building of the village. Everyone puts money in it, and the Greek Orthodox Church has a lot of money, so it's beautiful. So it's freshly painted. There's mosaic outside in the courtyard. There's a beautiful also with mosaic little faucet, so everyone can have wash their hands and drink water. And inside, all these icons, very well kept, beautiful. And it smells, of incense and basil, because basil, everyone carries basil. So you arrive there, and I always get stressed because as soon as you walk into the church, you stand on the threshold, it feels like someone puts on a spotlight on you, boom. Because, first of all, the women have to stand on the left and the men on the right. So as soon as you walk in, everyone turns around. And you hear them whisper, like, who's that? Who's girl is that? I don't know her. Look at her hair. Isn't that weird? And then so you start feeling very nervous and sweaty, and it's already hot. But don't forget to make a cross 3 times. 3 times. And then you walk to the icon with a Holy Mary holding baby Jesus. And there's a glass in front of it. And while you stand in front of it, you do your 3 crosses again. And then you have to kiss it. But remember, it's summer, it's 45 degrees, and everyone has kissed the icon, the glass. And you can see all the lips and the lipstick, traces. And you're like, All right, Jesus, I know you want to, but also the herpes and now the corona. I don't know. So, but you try not to touch it, and then you take a candle and you light it and do crosses again. You have no idea how many crosses you have to make. No one tells you, so you do just to be sure, because all these people are watching you. So on your high heels, you walk to the women's side, and that's where the gossiping, my God. While the preacher is preaching, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, they're talking. Like you walk into a Hello magazine, you know. Wait, whose daughter is she? Is she married? She doesn't look married. And you're like, oh God, how long this is gonna last? And sometimes it lasts 2 hours or maybe 3 hours, this mass. It's horrible. So you're standing there, you try to keep up with the crosses because you don't know. You don't know how many crosses you have to make. And there are a few older ladies who look very pious, or they pretend to be. So they're like, So I follow them, but it's so crazy. Like, these pious women are like, oh, why are you doing it so often? Do you get a prize? Or what happens if you don't do enough crosses? Are you getting, will you get punished? Will you be struck by lightning? Like, no, you will stay single for the rest of your life. I think that's what happened. I think I didn't make enough crosses. That's why I'm single. Now I found it. Anyway, but so the crosses. Also, Greek people, while they're in a bus, for example, and the bus passes a church, everyone in the bus starts to do the crosses. What is that? Do you get priority lane in heaven if you do enough crosses? It's like, all right, everyone. God really likes the many cross makers. So you step up first. Come on. Insane. So you do that. You're not listening at all to the priest because first of all, you do not understand ancient Greek. No one does. But then at the end, he comes out. He comes out with his robe all in gold and his hat all in gold and the Bible in gold. The truth. And everyone goes, and I only feel like, what is this? This is a weird theater play, isn't it? I mean, you have to imagine, a girl has to, dress up in a certain way, behave in a certain way, and we are not allowed to go behind the altar because we are not sacred, you see. We are not. So women make bread, which is being, at the end of the sermon, it's being broken and it's being given to people, like the body of Christ. So they break the bread, they bake the bread, and they go to the altar, or the door before the altar. They knock on the door, and they give the bread. But so we're not allowed to go there. But we're not allowed to go into church when we menstruate. Yes, because that's very unhygienic. Yes, it's the most natural process in the world, but not for the church. I always wonder, how do they know? Mm-hmm. Is there a dog in front of the church? Like, is that dog even necessary? I mean, it's the woman with the mood and the giant Toblerone. It's not necessary. But yeah. So we're not allowed this or allowed that. But another thing we're not allowed to do is step foot on Athos, Mount Athos. Have you heard of that, Mount Athos? It's a peninsula in the north of Greece. If you recognize the map of Greece, like the 3 fingers in the north, the third one, we are not allowed to step foot. No. Only monks live there, like 2,000 monks in 20 monasteries. And men can visit and, be very zen and be very holy and meditate. But we're not allowed. No. The last woman who set foot on Mount Athos was the Virgin Mary. Apparently, she was sailing by Then her ship crashed. She went on the land, and she converted everyone. After that, no other woman. So I don't know what she did that she ruined it for the rest of us. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, so these monks lived there, no females allowed, and not even female animals. Not even female animals. So not even chickens. Sure, not even chickens. Apparently they're not holy, and maybe the monks get distracted, you know. I don't know, like Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison. I just think I wonder. Oh, so I don't know. I feel strange about church because, like, okay, I believe that there was a man, like there were many people before us who were teachers, and I believe that there was a man who was full of love and had a great story to tell. But I don't think this is the story where I don't have a place or not a big role to play. The last time I went to church was for the funeral of my father. That's 3 years ago. And we had a very beautiful wake here in the Netherlands in a funeral home. It was so beautiful. They prepared him. Oh, very nice, very beautiful. It looked like he was sleeping. And it was a nice, clean, beautiful funeral home. There was music, there was coffee. They served the alcoholic drink that my father had made himself. 100 people came, and it was very comforting. But my father wanted to go back home. He wanted to go back to that village with the most beautiful view in the world. So, of course, we fulfilled his last wish. So we brought him to Greece. And that, I must tell you, it was horrible. It was horrible. What a horrible journey. First of all, it cost 12,000 euros. The papers, the things you have to organize, the fights with the Greeks there, the local Greek funeral people. Oh my God. But okay, we arrived, his casket was open, and it was in the living room of the house in the village which was built by my father and mother. And that was really nice, actually. They rang the bells so everyone in the village knew that he arrived. And everyone came with freshly picked flowers. And they laid it all in the casket until you could only see his face. And I could also see the spiders climbing out of it. And I thought that was a beautiful cycle of life. And then the priest came. He came. So he looked at someone and said, name. Okay. With the incense over the casket. Dimitris. That was it. And then he did like this. And some of my relatives put a little sack with money in it, in his hand. Now you have to realize that he is already getting paid by the church. So he has an income, a monthly income. His house, everything is for free. But this is his tip. Oh, and he left. He went to church. Okay, the casket was put in the car or whatever, which was too small. Oh, never mind. It was awful. They had to hold the casket down the road. Oh my God. Anyways, my father is in the church. Again, half an hour of a sermon. And again, nothing being said, no personal word, nothing. He could have said, we welcome back our brother. He went away and now he's back home. Welcome back, brother. After 48 years, welcome back. And he, again, Kyrillos, Dimitris, Kyrillos. And everyone was like, he mentioned his name. Mentioned his name. That was it. Like, it's like a name game. Okay, after half an hour, priest goes outside, goes towards the grave. I think because I go outside with my mom and my other relatives, and we shake hands, we hug, of course, everyone. You know, we receive all the condolences. And we are the last ones. Because suddenly I look up and I see that everyone already has moved to the grave. And I see that the priest is already starting with the last words there. I'm like, wait. And my mom is she cannot walk very fast. She were like, wait. And just when we arrived, my father was being lowered into the grave. The priest threw in the money, because you need the money to, to pass the river, to go to the other side, to pay the ferryman, and wine. So you will always have something to drink, never be thirsty. And the sand. And everyone just, the casket was closed, of course, and everyone threw in the sand. And I was just like, I was still, in the movement. And I'm like, what is this? What is happening? I cannot even catch this moment. I'm trying to say goodbye to my father. The priest went away again. Fine. Again, everyone saying goodbye. In the meantime, all my relatives had gone to the restaurant, because we booked the restaurant after the funeral so we can eat together in honor my father. And I'm sitting there, and the priest comes in with two of his friends. And he didn't even ask, like, can I bring two friends? Like, I cannot live without them. I don't know. I bring my friends. So he brought his friends, and he didn't say anything, like, good, be strong or something to my mother, nothing. They sat down, they ate, and when one of his friends asked for an extra dinner to take home with him, that's when something snapped in me. And I'm like, no. I don't need this story. I don't want this story. I don't think none of us need this story, not like this. I mean, the world is burning, and we need a story where everyone has a place, where everyone has a role to play, an important role, and where you don't pay extra money to get some comfort. I think we need a story where we can be at home and have a fantastic view. Thank you so much. Teşekkürler. Güle güle. Thank you so much. Gracias.